they did it again. WWE just proved they have no idea what they are doing with their most talented superstars, and Saturday night's main event was the perfect disaster to showcase it. That fatal four-way, an absolute slap in the face to everyone who's been following these storylines. I'm going to break down every botched opportunity, every wasted moment, and every reason why this match has the entire wrestling community furious right now. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're either going to be nodding your head in agreement or absolutely losing it in the comments. Either way, buckle up. Let me paint you the picture of what we witnessed at Saturday night's main event. Randy Orton, the apex predator himself, squaring off against Sami Zayn, the underdog who's been clawing for respect, Damian Priest, the punishment personified, and Trick Williams, NXT's golden boy making waves on the main roster. On paper, this should have been incredible. 4 completely different styles, 4 distinct personalities, 4 reasons to care. But what we got was a masterclass in how to fumble the bag. Let's start with Randy Orton, the legend killer, the Viper, 13-time world champion. This man has carried WWE on his back for 2 decades. He's given us some of the most iconic moments in wrestling history. The RKO is literally the most protected finisher in modern wrestling. So tell me, why is Randy Orton being thrown into random fatal four-ways with no clear story direction? Where's the build-up? Where's the stakes? This is Randy freaking Orton we're talking about. Every match this man is in should mean something. Instead, they are treating him like he's just another body to fill a card. And here's what really grinds my gears, Randy still performed at an elite level. That signature methodical pace, those picture-perfect dropkicks, that power slam that looks more devastating every single time. The man was wrestling circles around guys half his age. That middle rope DDT, poetry in motion. But when you put a performer of his caliber in a match with no narrative weight, it doesn't matter how crisp those strikes are. It doesn't matter how beautifully he times that RKO. Without story, without purpose, it's just moves. And Randy Orton deserves better than just moves. Now let's talk about Sami Zayn, and this is where I'm going to lose some of you. Sami is one of the most talented performers on the entire roster. His in-ring work is consistently excellent. His facial expressions, his selling, his ability to make you believe in him, all top tier. But here's my controversial take. WWE has conditioned us to accept Sami in this eternal underdog role, and it's starting to feel like creative bankruptcy. How many times can we watch Sami almost win before it becomes a parody of itself? In this fatal four-way, Sami brought everything you'd expect. The heart, the hustle, the near falls that make you jump off your couch. That Blue Thunder bomb looked absolutely devastating. His exchanges with each opponent showcased why he's so respected in that locker room. But when the match ended, and I'll get to that finish in a minute, all I could think was, here we go again. Sami came so close. At what point does coming close stop being compelling storytelling and start being Groundhog Day? Here's a question for you. Do you think Sami Zayn needs a heel turn to break out of this cycle, or is his underdog character still working for you? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know this one's going to be divisive. Damian Priest, the Punisher, former world heavyweight champion, member of the Judgment Day saga that dominated WWE television for over a year. This man should be positioned as an absolute monster. 6'5", incredibly athletic for his size, can work any style, has legitimate main event credibility. So why does it feel like WWE doesn't know what to do with him post-Judgment Day? In this match, Priest looked impressive. The South of Heaven chokeslam still pops the crowd. Those big boots, those strikes, the man has presence. But there's something missing. There's no clear character direction right now. Is he a face? Is he still harboring heel tendencies? Who's he feuding with? What's his motivation? These are basic storytelling questions that should have answers, especially for someone who was holding their second biggest title just months ago. Instead, he's in a fatal four-way that feels designed to keep him busy rather than push him forward. And that's the problem with these multi-man matches when they are done without purpose. They become holding patterns. They become, well, we need these guys on the card, so let's throw them together. Priest deserves a focused singles program. He deserves a rival. He deserves storylines that make casual fans say, I need to see what Damian Priest does next. This wasn't that. But the most frustrating piece of this puzzle? Trick Williams. Now, before the NXT faithful come for me in the comments, let me be crystal clear, Trick Williams is a star. The charisma, the look, the in-ring improvement we've seen over the past 2 years, this kid has future world champion written all over him. His work in NXT has been nothing short of fantastic. That's exactly why his inclusion in this match is so baffling. Trick Williams should not be rushed to the main roster in throwaway matches. Do you know what made NXT call-ups special back in the day? Anticipation. Build. When someone came up from NXT, it felt like a big deal. Remember when Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose debuted? Remember Kevin Owens showing up and immediately challenging John Cena? Those felt important. Trick Williams showing up in a random fatal four-way on Saturday night's main event doesn't have that same weight, and it's not his fault. Trick showed out in this match. His offense looked crisp, his timing with the veterans was impressive, and you can see the star power radiating off him. But here's the thing, he should be building his legacy in NXT, having show-stealing matches, developing his character further, and then coming to Raw or SmackDown with momentum and a clear storyline. Instead, we get this rushed appearance that doesn't serve him or the match. It's short-sighted booking that prioritizes filling time over building stars. What's your take? Should NXT stars stay in developmental longer to build their characters, or do you think main roster exposure is more valuable even in these types of matches? I'm genuinely curious about this one, so sound off below. Now let's talk about the match structure itself. Fatal four-ways can be absolutely electric when they are booked correctly. Multiple storylines intersecting, different alliances forming and breaking, unpredictable action from bell to bell. This match had moments of that. There were some creative sequences, some innovative spots that used all four men effectively. That spot where Orton and Priest were trading strikes while Sami and Trick battled on the outside. Beautiful chaos. The near falls in the final stretch had the crowd on their feet. But here's where it all falls apart, the finish. I won't spoil the exact ending for those who haven't watched yet, but let's just say it was the most predictable outcome possible. And predictable isn't always bad, sometimes you give the fans what they want. But when the predictable choice is also the safe choice, the choice that doesn't advance any storylines or create new dynamics, that's when you've got a problem. This finish did nothing to set up future programs. It didn't answer any questions. It didn't create new ones. It just happened. And then everyone moved on. That's the cardinal sin of wrestling, apathy. You can have fans love an outcome or hate an outcome, but you can never have them shrug at an outcome. Shrugging means you've lost them. It means they don't care enough to be invested. And I'm worried that's where we're heading with these types of matches. Saturday night's main event used to be must-see television. It was where storylines climaxed, where shocking moments happened, where WWE pulled out all the stops. This iteration has been fine, sometimes good, occasionally great. But matches like this fatal four-way remind us that fine isn't good enough. Not with this level of talent. Not with these performers who are capable of so much more. The most frustrating part? All four of these men are over with the crowd. Randy gets massive reactions everywhere he goes. Sami has the audience in the palm of his hand. Priest has legitimate main event credibility. Trick has that it factor that can't be taught. Put any combination of these guys in a properly built feud with real stakes, and you've got money. Instead, we got a match that'll be forgotten by next week. Here's what WWE needs to understand: every match doesn't need to be a throwaway. Every appearance on premium programming should matter. Saturday night's main event isn't a random episode of Main Event or Superstars, it's supposed to be special. These matches should be advancing stories, building new stars, or paying off long-term investments. This fatal four-way did none of that. It was wrestling for wrestling's sake, and while that's not inherently terrible, it's a missed opportunity. So what should have happened? Randy Orton should be in a focused program with a clear trajectory toward another world title run or passing the torch to the next generation. Sami Zayn needs to either win the big one or undergo a character evolution that gives us something fresh. Damian Priest requires a defining feud that re-establishes him as a main event threat. And Trick Williams should be dominating NXT until his call-up is so anticipated that the entire arena loses their minds when his music hits. Instead, we got a match that satisfied no one. Not the Randy Orton fans who want to see him in meaningful programs. Not the Sami Zayn supporters who are tired of moral victories. Not the Damian Priest believers who know he's capable of more. And not the Trick Williams faithful who want to see him built correctly from the ground up. That's 15 minutes of Saturday night's main event that could have been so much more. For incredibly talented performers who deserved better. And a fanbase that's running out of patience with directionless booking. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe this match accomplished exactly what it was supposed to accomplish, and I'm missing the bigger picture. So I want to hear from you. What did you think of this fatal four-way? Did it work for you, or are you as frustrated as I am? Drop your comments below, hit that like button if you're tired of seeing talent wasted, and subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 for more real talk about the wrestling industry. because trust me, we're just getting started.